Mate, if you still reckon renewables are the cheapest, cleanest, most reliable form of energy, I've got a bridge in Sydney to sell you. Dead set, you've been sold a fantasy more cooked than a snag left on the barbie overnight. Australia's power bills are skyrocketing, industries are dying, and the pollies are standing around, patting themselves on the back like they've just reinvented the wheel. This ain't progress. It's a bloody joke, and we're all footing the bill. Before we torch the 600 billion green fantasy, where Aussie power bills explode, net zero crumbles, and politicians cash in, hit that like button like you're smashing a broken wind turbine. Subscribe if you're done being played by the renewable elite, and grab the "Is this the better Australia you promised?" shirt. Links in the description. Now, before the climate cult jumps into the comments calling me a fossil fuel dinosaur or some other Twitter insult, take a breath. Open your power bill. Go on. I'll wait. Thought so. While you're sweating bullets over those digits, Bowen's out here peddling his $600 billion green dream like it's the second coming. Net zero by 2050. More like net zany by 2030. It's not just unrealistic. It's economic suicide wrapped in virtue-signaling green ribbons. You reckon wind and solar are going to power a continent? Pull the other one? You can't run a foundry, a steel mill, or even a decent servo on vibes and sunshine. Batteries? They're good for your phone, not your grid. The whole country's been hijacked by eco-zealots who think physics is optional and economics is a conspiracy. These blokes have never worked a shift at a power plant, never laid cable, never seen what it takes to keep a city lit through a heat wave. But they'll lecture you from their taxpayer-funded Teslas about your carbon footprint. Get stuffed. I was in Tokyo the other week. Real city, real industry. At the airport, you could see the flames of a refinery lighting up the skyline. Japan still gets it. They know energy security means survival. Meanwhile, back in Australia, we don't refine our own fuel anymore. We don't make our own fertilizer. We've become a nation of importers and influencers, not builders and battlers. That's not just lazy. It's dangerous. We're not just being ripped off. We're being played. The so-called renewables transition isn't about saving the planet. It's about making a small group of elites filthy rich off your taxes. The Mike Cannon-Brooks types, the investors hiding behind green marketing. They're cashing in while you're turning off your heater to save $50. These aren't climate warriors. They're green grifters. Parasites. And they've infested every level of government like cane toads in a backyard pool. Look at Europe. Look at the US. Even the bloody Democrats are backflipping on nuclear. France, tripling down on nuclear. Britain, restarting old plants. Trump, he's drilling, fracking, and fast-tracking nukes like there's no tomorrow. Because he knows, without cheap, reliable, baseload power, your AI future ain't happening. No servers, no data centers, no jobs. Just blackouts and broadband speeds that'd embarrass a potato. But here in Australia, we're still cuddling our solar panels like they're the messiah. Labor's got this weird religious obsession with net zero, and even the libs are too scared to call bullshit. The moderates? Mate, half of them are knee-deep in renewables investments. Conflict of interest? Try conflict of reality. No wonder the coalition's lost its spine. They're trying to please everyone and ending up pleasing no one. The Nationals are the only ones making sense. And even they get cold feet whenever the ABC sends a journalist into the bush. And don't even get me started on the media. They're all in on it. The Guardian, it's basically Greenpeace with a keyboard. The ABC, more like the ALP Broadcasting Corporation. You'll never see them grill a renewables investor, but they'll happily tear into a farmer who's had enough of wind farms, killing their land and slashing property values. Clean energy, they call it. You ever seen the size of those turbine graveyards in the US? Blades the size of jumbo jets dumped in pits because they're too toxic to recycle. Yeah, real clean that. This whole net zero thing, it's not about the environment anymore. It's about control. About forcing everyday Aussies to change their lifestyle. To bow down, shut up, and pay up. And if you complain, you're labelled anti-science or a climate denier. What a load of crap. Since when did asking questions make you a criminal? Let me paint you a picture. You're a tradie, working 6 days a week. You get home, want to use the aircon, Maybe fire up the BBQ. But your power bill's doubled, gas prices are up, and now the council fines you for using water during climate emergency rules. Meanwhile, some uni-educated bloke who's never lifted a shovel tells you to be grateful. That's the better Australia they promised. And if you think this is just about electricity, you've missed the point. This is about power. Real power. Give that up and you give up everything. China knows it. They're building coal plants while we blow ours up and call it progress. The elites pushing this nonsense won't suffer. They've got solar, batteries, government grants, and cushy energy board jobs. You'll be rationing power like it's World War II. We need to wake up, Australia. We need nuclear. We need gas. We need what works. Or get ready for blackouts, deindustrialization, and a future where compost toilets are called empowering. Still think I'm exaggerating? Wait till your phone dies, because the wind didn't blow. We've already lost our car industry. What's next? Agriculture? So, smash that like button like you're slapping a carbon tax out of existence. Subscribe if you're done being used. Grab the "Is this the better Australia you promised?" shirt. This isn't just about bills, it's about survival. Stay angry, stay loud, and for the love of Vegemite, wake up.